LeBron, and tell him, like, I apologize for being that young player that wanted to everything at his, at his fingertips, and I wanted everything to be at, my threshold. I wanted to be the guy that led us to championship. I wanted to be the leader. I wanted to be all that, and, the responsibility of being the best player in the world and leading a team is something that's not meant for many people. And LeBron was one of those guys that came to Cleveland and tried to really show us what it's like to win a championship, and it was hard for him. And sometimes getting the most out of the group, it's not the easiest thing in the world. And like I said, only few are meant for it or chosen for it. And, I feel like the best person to call was him because, he's been in this situation. He's been there with me where I've been the young guy of, being a 22-year-old kid and, wanting everything. Wanting everything right now, coming off an all-star year starting. And then, this heck of a presence comes back, and now I got to adjust my game to this guy. And, you take it personal, but at the end of the day, he just wants what's best. And he has a legacy he wants to leave, and he has a window he wants to capture. So I think what that brought me back to was like, all right, how do I get the best out of this group of the success they had last year, and then helping them realize what it takes to win a championship.
What do you think of what Kyrie had to say? See?
Well, I'm glad he said it. I thought it was very revealing that because he didn't have to do this. Typically, players like this, they have conversations. It's not revealed to the media what transpired. So I thought that was a telling sign that he allowed the media. I don't think that I would have. If I would have been in that type of learned moment, I don't think I would have let the media in. I would have said that I've talked to people, that I'm trying to grow compared to bring all that attention, because I thought it was a huge moment to grow. But leaders are like this because everyone can lead in a certain type of way. But the most dynamic leaders, the most effective leaders are those who have a lot of people following them. And to me, Kyrie Irving has never been a leader. You can check back to high school, and I'm willing to debate that. You check to college, he already had one foot in the NBA and one foot there at Duke because he only played a handful of games after being injured. So then he takes over a franchise. They didn't have no veteran influence. He's the #1 player. This franchise is yours. He talked about, I'm an all-star now. LeBron James, he's the best player in the world. He comes back to Cleveland. He's talking about, why do I have to adjust my game? To me, that's very, very strange. And what he's doing to these young players is not what LeBron did to him. LeBron pushed him so that he could be the player that he is now and even beyond that. But LeBron pushed him for one moment, and that was the moment he told the coach, clear it out and give the ball to the kid. Richard Jefferson said, that was the greatest moment of my life because I didn't want no part of it. So Kyrie tends to forget what LeBron was trying to do. And I don't see Kyrie doing that for the younger players. One of the other younger players a couple days ago took a shot to be able to win a game in Tatum, and he chastised him. Like he shouldn't have taken that shot. LeBron James has always been about what is the best basketball play. And he felt like in that finals, Kyrie Irving right now is the best play to take Steph Curry off the dribble, and that's what got them that championship. I don't believe Kyrie is a great leader. I don't believe some of the things he's doing are always genuine. And I don't see players following him like the type of leadership that LeBron had.
All right, first thing I want to say is I want to give Kyrie credit for reaching out to LeBron. It is hard to say I was wrong. It is hard to publicly because I don't want to say he publicly feuded with LeBron, but he went on national television right after he got traded to the Celtics. Like, why would I call LeBron? I ain't got to tell LeBron nothing. And so for him to reach out to LeBron and say, hey, like, now I didn't know what I didn't know. Now I know. And my bad, I think that is a good first step towards becoming the type of leader that he wants to become. But I read this morning, Tom Ziller wrote a piece on this, and I thought he made a really good point, which is Kyrie has now given him what he has said by saying this publicly is, hey, everybody, you remember how I hated being treated as a young player? That's about what I'm going to do to our young players. But trust me, I know it's for the best. And so what he didn't like when he was in Tatum's shoes, he's now saying, I now know it was for the best, and maybe it was. In fact, I believe it was, and now I'm going to do that. The question is, does he have the cachet, the credibility, and the other aspects of his game? The reason it was the perfect night for him to say it is because it was his career high in assists. It was a night where he was getting everyone involved. Now, the biggest shot of the game still came on not a Brad Stevens type of play, see? It was Kyrie, dribble, dribble. Kawhi dropped his eyes for a moment, and Kyrie stuck a dagger in him, and he's great at that. But that's not Celtics basketball. That's Kyrie Irving basketball. And he has that moment, I think one of the best regular season games he's ever had, and he says, hey, and now I've done this. But it is more, this is, in my eyes, a great first step. I want to see how this step continues as if he wants to be the LeBron of this Celtics team.
The one thing he has working against him is that there is real history of the Celtics being better without you. LeBron, they were the worst in the league when LeBron left. And there was no point, even when LeBron got hurt, that they were like, hey, man, we're better off without this guy. They can't win any games without LeBron from the time he got there to the time he left. They went from the NBA championship run to, man, we're in the lottery and we got the first pick. So Kyrie, these young Celtics, they can say, we were actually better without you. So there's some coming down off of his pedestal. And if you're going to be the leader, you need to be the first in the building. You need to be the guy. If you're going to tell people about their bodies, you need to be checking your body. You need to have your cardio. You need to come to training camp potentially in shape and not have to wait 10 games into the NBA to be in shape. There's a leadership by what you say, but there's a more powerful leadership based on what you do. That's the part that I want to see Kyrie Irving, all right? Y'all can write all these pieces. He can call whoever he wants to, but there is visual evidence that Kyrie Irving right now is not one of the great leaders that we have in the NBA.
All right, let's break it there. Coming up, get back to some football. Can the Rams trust Jared Goff to deliver? Also Jared on Sunday against the Saints. That's next on First Things First.
Say what?
Say what?